are you doing?
Hey there.
Doing excellent.
We're doing excellent. Very great.
Yeah. So you just finished your sound check. How was it?
That's good.
Yeah, I say it's good.
Fucking good.
Yeah, we just heard the first band, the kind of headliner for this evening, Enemies Everywhere checking, and it sounded perfect. So can only expect it sounded as good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. So for who doesn't know Split Iris, would you mind to introduce yourself and give us some biographical hints?
Yeah. So Split Iris is a progressive metal band, progressive metalcore, kind of genty, deathcore, all of this kind of good stuff, all the good stuff. We're based in Rauma. The band started in 2020, so around Corona times. So yeah, and yeah, we've been working actively. We put out our first EP in 21, so a few years ago, and then we released last year. We released the first singles from our now released album Bloodred Dusk. So yeah, it's great.
Yeah, and talking about your just released album, because it's been it's a week.
It's 2 weeks already.
2 weeks.
28.
Yeah, it was 28.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2 weeks.
So
Time flies.
Bloodred Dust.
Yes.
So what can you tell about its genesis and lyrics?
Yeah. Okay, so the album kind of maybe about the themes and the story first. It's a story about kind of humanity, and it's a story about humanity's kind of future. It's about humanity's future, which in this story is a catastrophe in the end. So it kind of deals with these big matters of humanity and where humanity is going and all of the struggles that await humanity from kind of a situation like nowadays, and kind of linearly through the album to a situation where there kind of things go south and then things collapse, and then there's a kind of this rebuilding process, and then the ending kind of it's left somewhat open. What did the struggles really did they achieve, like the preservation of humankind? And the lyrics also kind of deals with these, the bigger kind of this big picture stuff, but from the first person perspective, from the storyteller's kind of personal perspective. So it's kind of a little bit of both of those, kind of the big picture and the personal stuff. So yeah, and about the genesis, kind of how we started with the process. Yeah. How, do you want to tell me to start? How did we start the process?
How did we start? You guys did some demos.
Yeah.
We kind of bounced them back and forth, and they did the guitar and bass, and then did some drums, which I had to correct a bit. They were just bounced back and forth, and then at some point we gathered at your place, had writing sessions, which I don't think we've done before.
No. It was a new thing for us. Yeah. It was. Yeah, that's actually a good point. That was the first time we actually kind of every single song we had, we kind of broke apart, even though if the structure seemed good and it seemed like almost a ready song, we still kind of tore everything apart and kind of tried different stuff.
Yeah, kept what worked, and if something didn't work, we reworked it.
And then we kind of brainstormed ideas that maybe fit even better how to enhance the songs.
Yeah.
Yes, it was interesting concept, because basically we are all music writers, and we are bringing our own scene to the songs. That Tommy is drummer and Tobias is a bassist, and I'm guitarist and a singer, and everyone is expert on his own field. Yeah. So we can trust that he does the best of drums and he does the best of singing, and I does the best of guitars, and building those pieces together, whole songs.
Yeah. So kind of stepping out of the kind of comfort zone, as a guitarist, you and I we're used to kind of writing stuff and writing MIDI drums and all of this, and sometimes you can get kind of attached to how a certain part kind of sounds, but then it's always turned out best when we've given it like Tommy and said like, you have free hands to do whatever you want with this, as long as the kind of the core feel remains, and sometimes it stays quite similar, sometimes it comes completely kind of
Totally different. And
Yeah,
that's the
and it's perfect.
Yes.
Yeah. And do you felt any pressure, or did you feel any pressure during the writing process?
honestly, no, at least for me. Can't speak for everyone.
There wasn't like a strict deadline or anything.
Yeah, we
So-
kind of, yeah.
So I mean, of course, we didn't want it to take like fucking forever. But
Yeah.
like, yeah, we made our own like deadlines, so there wasn't pressure.
Yeah.
We just
And
wanted to make good songs.
Yep, and exactly that, because we had the opportunity. We were writing like our second EP, and then we kind of halfway through, while tracking like guitars and all this, we decided that let's just fuck it. We'll make it a full-length album, like a
Yeah.
debut album, and then we went back to recording drums, and well, we thankfully our producer Juhi Skaupinen, he had preserved all the notes of how all the mics and everything was set up. So it was like the next time we were in the studio tracking drums, it was like we never left. So it kind of, but yeah, we had the opportunity to, even though we had deadlines and all of this, we had the opportunity to kind of extend those deadlines if we felt like it, and it really gave us a lot of like leeway. We had a lot of possibilities to try a lot of stuff, but we still wanted to keep us busy and not kind of not rush it, but not also like be making the album still 5 years later. So
Yeah.
It was a big decision to make it 4 songs more in this.
Yeah.
It's much easier to release EP because less song and less material, and it was just that, let's do it. It's the hard way, the longer path, and
yeah.
now it's complete. It's really cool to see that, hey, we made it.
and it feels like really feels like now that it was the perfect decision.
Yes,
It was
yes,
like we were thinking like, should we do it? It felt like really big to kind of not start over, but go still back to the recording sessions in drum studio and this. We had like written all those songs in our writing sessions, at least almost completely through. So we didn't go like in Finnish takki auki, like just
Didn't start from scratch.
yeah. So we had those songs written, but we had to still go back to studio. But yeah, exactly. Now I feel personally, and I think I speak for the whole band when I say that it was definitely the right decision for our band in our career as a band, because now it feels like if we had made an EP, it would have felt like we were kind of getting somewhere, and then we would have maybe went back to kind of a little like not a lower place, but if we think where we are now, I think with an EP we couldn't have given our best that we actually could do with the full length album. Yeah.
And so far you got good reviews, and also from people. I listened to the album. It's a great album. So well done.
Thank you very
Well
much.
Thank
done.
you so much.
And today is the release party here in Pori.
Yep.
And it's a bit weird that a band from Rauma is playing the release party in Pori, because people don't know. Pori and Rauma are a bit like how to say, friends and enemy at the same time. Rivals. Yeah, that's the word that I was looking for.
Yeah. It was worse 20 years ago. It's like, we're fine. we like Pori. sorry, old school Romans, but we really do like Pori, and we've played here 2 shows before.
Yeah.
The first time we were here, people from Pori that listen to this kind of music came and like really after the show really wanted to tell us that, man, that was great that you came here, and please come again, because Pori has needed this kind of like this type of metal in the scene, and that was really heartwarming to hear as a Rauma person. No, really, yeah, it's great to be here.
Yeah, nice. About the album, I want to ask, in which studio did you record it?
The drums we did in Sound Supreme
Yeah.
Sound.
Yeah, Sound Supreme,
Sound Supreme.
Hämeenlinna, yeah,
In Hämeenlinna.
Janne Saksas studio.
Yeah.
Okay.
The vocals. Did you do them in
I did it in Genova, yeah,
Okay.
with Juhis, our producer Juhis Kauppinen, in his studio.
Shed Studio?
I think that's
Well,
the old name. I think he's shifting to the Guilty.
Something. Yeah.
Yeah,
Guilty
well,
Productions.
yeah. Right now he's going just by his producer name, Juhis Kauppinen. But yeah, in Genova, and the rest of the album we recorded. We spent a lot of time at my place, at my home studio, recording guitars and bass and all of the kind of the production type things like the strings and all of that.
Yeah, yeah. And you released also a video clip from Guild,
Yeah.
and that was recorded in Pori.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
I actually know
Yes.
that place.
Yeah.
I went to do a photo session with a friend of mine, so I was like looking the video. I know this place.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So how did you end up to record the video there?
I know that we searched for a location that looked like this kind of, and like the first idea was an old abandoned cottage or something like this, but like something, well, the usual, the old and abandoned someplace, and then I'm not sure where did we. It was
It was like,
Tobias probably.
yes, our bassist father knew the manager
yeah.
or something, and
Yes,
asked
the landlord. Yeah.
ask a favor that is it okay that we pop in and be a few hours and
Yeah.
film a
Few hours.
Yeah, few hours.
How many hours or how many days?
Well over.
It was, yeah, but it felt like 48 hours. It was
Yeah.
fucking cold. It was
So windy.
Yeah, it was so windy. You know, you live
Yeah,
here, so
yeah.
it's like it's super windy a lot of the almost the whole year round.
Yeah.
Well, it was great.
Yeah. You are part of the roster of Seek and Strike, am
Yeah.
I right?
Yes.
Yeah. And you signed the deal was last year, or when did it happen?
Yeah, the announcement was
January of this year.
yeah, January, I
Okay.
think. So in the beginning of the year. Yeah.
Yeah. So how it happened was that they reach you or vice versa?
It was, well, we had this kind of, obviously a band that's in our shoes, like unassigned and doing shows and trying to like build a career in this kind of, well, in the music industry. It's always like the artists who do the legwork. At least that's how we think, how we see it. It's like you don't get anywhere if you're not active in approaching, even though it may seem intimidating and it may seem like you may think that people don't listen to the songs or demos and don't answer to you, but it's not the case. I think if you approach the kind of the right labels, at least we have many labels that have responded to us, Finnish labels and from Germany and then the US, and it was like I just sent out emails that we brainstormed and made an like a neat package of everything, like all the material and all. We had made the album like self-produced the album, so we kind of had some songs mixed, and it was like we sent out the album as a raw version, and like gave them a glimpse of what we are, and very briefly actually like the first email that we sent out that we're interested in making kind of a relationship with you guys, and we explained just that we feel like that kind of label, like Seek and Strike, is the perfect match for us. Like looking at the roster and all of this, yeah, it just made sense. And then like a month later, I think they reach out back to us like and ask for more material and all of this. And yeah, it took like a month for them to find our email or something like this, but they listened to it, they dug it, and then we got on the phone and talked more, and then long story short, we got a deal, which is really great. Thank you, Randy and George.
That's nice. And you were talking about that the band should be active, and yes, I was at Tuska 2 weeks ago, or was 3 weeks ago, I don't remember even anymore, but and then I was at the Tuska Forum panel, and there was the interview where I was supposed to participate as guest, but I didn't made it, and there was other 2 medias that were talking about what a band should do, what should be put in the email, and how, because sometimes bands put just briefly, this is our name and this is our music with a link, but it's not enough. No one is going to, no one, or maybe someone, but most of the people are not going to click on that link.
No.
So the result, you have to write well, so and of course be brave and reach to people, write email, and not really via social media, except if you cannot find the contact. Of course you try social media, it's nothing bad.
But I don't think I sent out a single Instagram direct message. I don't think so. It felt like a no-brainer to kind of, it's an official thing. Like it's a legally binding document that you're gonna sign. It's a kind of almost like a business agreement. So it's more formal than an Instagram message. At least for me. And
that's true. And talking about music in general, what are your main influences or bands that each of you feel most as influence? It's a hard one.
There's some easy ones, and then it gets hard. You want to start with it?
Well, I'm more of a old school man of this group. I have my influences on the Pink Floyd, Deep Purple, Tool, Rush, and the scene of this music is mostly brought by these guys. So
by the way, we call him Daddy, just so you know.
Yes, this have been kind of learning curve to me also, play this kind of music. But I love all kind of music. This is very artistic music to play, and
and it's good to get out from the comfort zone.
Yes.
And I think ever since we've been like making music together, it's been a perfect match. Like that we come from a little kind of different backgrounds, even though you have more kind of the old school style and what the bands you listen to, it's still like you have fresh ideas, and that's kind of the most important thing.
Yes, there was some early demos of our songs, and Alexi showed that this is the song, and I was said, yes, but those are the same chords of Stairway to Heaven. You know this, right?
No. What was the song, like the Oath one? Like
and the other one, he showed the chords that, but those are the chords from London Calling from Clash. You know that also. No idea what.
I've never heard of that band. Someone's gonna kill me. But Well, do you want to go?
I've got some background in like pop rock and stuff like that. Like I was into a lot of Paramore and that kind of stuff, and then like quite a bit like old school metalcore, like
Yeah.
Avenged Sevenfold and Bullet for My Valentine and all that. But then there's like I also listen to a lot of like prog metal, like Dream Theater, Periphery, to name a few. Between the Buried and Me, those are like the big ones.
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of kind of similarities in what I like my background as well. You have more of the kind of, to be friendly, more the emo side of the
Yeah,
metalcore. Yeah. And
that's
I
fair.
love it. I love it. But like for me, I think that most kind of influential bands, like for the last, I think, decade, are like Meshuggah and well Periphery and Tesseract and all this kind of the prog bands, the kind of modern pioneer prog bands. And there's a whole bunch of like other stuff as well, like for the past years that have really shaped my kind of my kind of approach to music. And those bands are like Viljarta from Sweden, Athol band, and Humanity's Last Breath. Buster Rotholm's band, he's a great producer and a great musician. And those kinds of bands, but like a whole bunch of other bands like Veil of Maya and all of this, Make Them Suffer. Yeah, I've been getting into hardcore lately because this modern wave of hardcore, it's not the, some purist is gonna say to me that Knocked Loose is not hardcore anymore, but I don't care. I love the new Knocked Loose album.
Yeah.
And yeah, I love this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And Bring the Horizon, obviously, and a lot of the kind of in some sense I've also went back to some classics that I didn't listen to, like from what I've learned from these guys, like Paramore.
Paramore.
Yeah, I've listened to them a lot this year. Oh, and Silent Planet. If you've not heard of that band, go check them out, please. Their latest album, Super Bloom, is my favorite album from the past year. But yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting you said that about the purist, about a certain music style, and I think that it's a bit dumb to be a purist, because I think that artists need to experiment, and if a band starts with a certain style, they can and they have to drift to another style if they want, and maybe they will come back to the same style in the future. But I have see many fans getting mad with certain bands, and then the first two albums were the best and everything else is bad. I'm not agree. Maybe, yeah, of course, sometimes the first or the second album of a certain band is like the top for that band, but it doesn't mean that the music can't there. So it's a lot.
Exactly, like Opeth, for example.
Yeah.
You were in Tuska, so and probably Opeth.
I was not on the Sunday.
Oh man, yeah, but
I was 2 days just.
they were amazing. They're like, they're one of my favorite bands as well. But they went from like real kind of atmospheric death metal to a completely kind of different prog rock approach, but with their sound. And I love both of those kind of phases, if you call them phases. And that's, I think, exactly how I feel a band should, as you said, kind of evolve. Because well, if a band sounds the same and it's like it feels natural, then why not? But I feel like as a musician and as an artist, it's like you have to make the stuff that speaks to you and comes to you, and you can't really you can't stick to a certain pattern for too long, and kind of, because then you get dull and you stop losing that kind of that spark. And because if you try to latch on to the old stuff, it's like you're fighting change, and well, life is a lot of changes in itself, so it's only natural.
Yeah, that's true. But talking about your band. So today you are playing here, then I know that you have other gigs booked and you are coming back to Pori. Was it in October or November? I can't remember now. But at some point.
Yeah, well, yeah, later in the year.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
But what else what else is on plan for you for the future?
Well, Ville has been very active with the kind of the booking side of our band right now, but like there's some unreleased kind of stuff that we've been agreeing on and planning, like without revealing too much, with our kind of label buddies, we're kind of trying to build something in Finland and around here to make something kind of label related shows maybe, but that's just on the planning table right now, so that's nothing solid yet. But yeah, we're also obviously trying right now to book we're doing our best to book ourselves some like festival slots for the future, like next summer and or maybe the one after that. We're doing our best to expand and keep ourselves active, and right now we have the New Blood mini tour going on with Indistinct and Sacred Dimension. Yeah. From Hanko, they're great dudes. Yeah.
Also writing new material. Now we have this album and reach this point, and it's actually pretty exciting to think what comes next. What is the musical path to this? Some other releases. What we are going to come at that.
Yeah.
It's free hands to do something. There is no change to anything. You can just artistically get inspired by anything you want.
Yeah, it's a clean canvas, and that's one thing that we have to kind of really give a massive shout out to our label, Seek and Strike, because they're really trusting us with our creative process, and you couldn't ask for a better partner in that sense, because that's really all that matters in the end. That you can, if you want to build a career in music, for me, the kind of core thing in that career has to be that you can do what you want and evolve as you want. So that's something that makes me really inspired and happy, because now we have that blank canvas and we're in the brink of starting. We just released our debut album and we're playing a bunch of shows and trying to book more and bigger shows, kind of the opening slots for bigger bands of this, and at the same time we're in a spot where we're kind of probably next month we're getting back to the writing sessions and starting to make new stuff. So that's something.
Yeah. So a lot of work.
Yeah, but it's all fun.
Yeah. It's exciting.
It's all exciting and fun. Yeah.
Yeah. That's nice. But we have done with this interview. Thank you so much for your time. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Would you like to say something to people that are watching this interview?
Yeah. Go listen to our debut album, Bloodred Dusk, today if you haven't yet. It's a good, solid album. We think we're quite proud of it, and make sure to come listen, see us at Semifinal in Helsinki in, was it September?
Yeah.
September. Yeah. Can't remember the date, but
they can check out.
you can check out. You can check out
socials.
Yeah, and our website splitartist.com. All the essentials there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.